Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to Expeditions Viking. We are on our way heading up north. We took a brief stop here at Dunfris to see what's going on with this town that's declared independence. And the basic gist is they don't want to be ruled by a king, so it's not that there's any specific reason. And we were told to fight and potentially kill all of them to enforce them siding with Aife over, right? Aife? Yeah, over Perth. And I didn't feel okay about that. So we just bailed on that. And we're going to go up to Perth and see what's going on here. Because we don't know their side of this conflict. We've just rested, so we should be good for a bit. Another occupied spot. Okay, we kept going after this popped up. That's unusual. You and your herd are making your way through a mountain pass lined with dense foliage. It's the sort of gnarly shrubbery and rugged conifers that's stubborn enough to live in the mountains. A strong feeling of unease creeps up on you. You stop for a moment to scan the path ahead, but nothing but the wind seems to move the foliage. You only make it another 10 or so fathoms down the road before warriors explode out of the undergrowth around you, brandishing spears and swords. You find yourself surrounded. Prepare for trouble. Okay, so we're going to be in a fight, which probably was supposed to take place back here, rather than in Perth, but we shall see. And yeah, we're just going to take our usual crew. They're the best kitted out. And it's an ambush, which means they probably get the first round, which means we get the first movement. There are 9 of them, and you immediately identify their leader, a short, dark-haired woman with a compact physique and the shadow of a crow painted across her face. Grain. She flashes at you a bright smile. Well, what a surprise, more guests from across the seas. What are you called, friend? Well, you're talking. That's better than I would have expected. My name's Alfbjorn. What's your name? She performs an elegant bow without ever letting her guard down. Grain. And where do you think you're going then? We're headed toward Perth to meet the King of the Picts. This elicits another smile. Just fancy a chat, right? All friendly and such? What did you mean when you said more guests? My guess is that she's talking about school's people. We know Hrodgerda has been seen here. Hrodgerda? Whatever her name is. Wouldn't surprise me if the rest of school's people are here either. What did you mean when you said more guests? We've had some bother with your kind recently. People dressed just like you and armed just like you. Like to row their big ships up to small villages and churches, kill indiscriminately, and take what they want. I'm on a diplomatic mission. I seek an alliance with the king. We wish to arrange trade between our peoples. You better stand aside before you get hurt, woman. I mean, no sense calling out her gender. That seems unfair. I don't know if I want an alliance, because we already have a bit of an alliance with the current king, or the king of Aife. More, I want to talk and find out what's going on so that I can more comfortably pick a side. But certainly trade. We wish to arrange trade between our peoples. Well, seeing as how you peoples have been behaving around here, I doubt you'll have much luck. But we'll escort you to Perth if you want to go there. Kettle's talking. Seems like a win for us. We were going to Perth anyway, yes? You leave us a little choice, lead the way. We'd be happy for the company. We don't need company. We'll make our way to Perth in our own time, or I have a counter offer attack. We'll be happy for the company. Warrior woman's face splits into a wide grin that adds symmetry to her crow tattoo. No fight today, lads. This turned out much better than I expected. Let's get these people to Perth. So no combat. How about that? The hall of the Pictish king is heavy with the smell of fried meats. The air inside is hot and still, but in a cozy way that avoids being stifling. Independent lost morale. I'm okay with the ones that are more trade-offs of morale. I hate the ones where it's just one side loses morale. The throne is Spartan and unassuming, no more than a sturdy chair draped with seal skins. Its occupant stands up to get better look at you when you enter the room. What have you brought to me now, Grain? Have you taken to drag defeated Vikings into my hall like a cat bringing me dead mouse? Grain laughs, a bubbly trill that doesn't seem to belong to a battle-hardened woman. I haven't fought this lot at all. In fact, they've been uncommonly friendly so far. The king of Pictland lets a faintly bemused gaze wander over you and your herd, stroking his long beard. So we have guests then. Forgive my insolence, Vikings. I am Constantin Mac Fergusa, king of Pictavia. Right, we are the Jarl of Oknear now. I'm Elforn, Thane of Skjern and Jarl of Oknear. I've heard of you. The news of Oknear's changing rulership caused quite a stir in my hall. I'm mustering an army there. I hope to use it as a post for trade between our peoples. See, I like that one better. He doesn't look completely convinced. Is that why you have come? To propose a trade agreement? I think such a thing would greatly benefit both of us. Not primarily, I'm hoping to build an alliance. I mean, I'm not against an alliance. We need to know more about your situation. Because allies are what we really need. More wealth is good. Not primarily, I'm hoping to build an alliance. Constantin Mac Fergusa sighs heavily and waves a dismissive hand before him. I mean you no offense, but I have no reason to trust you, and with Conal Mac Tydig, that DG is a strange sound, snapping at my heels. I have enough on my hands right now as it is. You're welcome to stay in Perth for as long as you wish and trade with our merchants. Grain, my dear, will you please show our guests out? So like we had with Osred, I think his name was. Yeah. Who dismissed us right away, just like, no, we're not going to work with you. And we were going to have to find some other way to get an alliance here, I guess. Anything here that isn't stealing? No, it's all stealing. Okay. And no one to talk to either. Maybe I should have gone with the trade option. Though I think it would have had the same result. Well, there you have it. Being as how the kingdom is under threat from raiders all along the coast, and that the shrivel-pricked Conal MacTaig is biting at our heels. Constantin mentioned Conal MacTaig as well. Who is he? She snorts derisively. Just one of many blokes who wants to be king instead of the king. Only this one has an army somehow. Know what I think? I think those Northumbrians are funding it. Ah. So we've got... This area also has someone pushing to become king. Huh. Anyway, don't worry yourself about it. Soon as Connell finally gathers the courage to attack, I'll kill him myself. Tell me something, why the crow tattoo? She gives you a coy smile. Well, a crow flew into my face once. This is the mark it left. No, it didn't. She pauses a moment to enjoy the look on some of your herdsmen faces. Then she giggles like a girl. No, it's in honor of my goddess. My goddess is the Moringna. You're not a Christian. Tell me something about these goddesses. Both are good. You're not a Christian. Sure, I'm Christian. The Lord is my shepherd in times of peace, but in a fight, I need the Morigna beside me. Tell me about these goddesses of yours. They are Badb, Matcha, and Anand. They flew as crows above the battlefield, foretelling of doom and death in battle. They're not what you'd call guardian angels, really. Mostly people fear them and abhor them. But I've always had this feeling deep down in my gut that they've chosen me. I call to them before every fight, and they've never once let me down. Thank you for taking us here at least. Been activated. With a spring in her step, the warrior woman sets off down the path towards the bottom of the hill, where her warriors are waiting for her. That went about as well as expected. Don't suppose we should wait for a spy to show up and invite us to talk to this Cunnel in the forest camp somewhere? Ha! The young woman is leaning casually against the other side of the trunk of a large tree nearby. She appears to be preoccupied with her fingernails, but you're pretty sure she's listening to your conversation. I have a good feeling about this Constantine, to be honest. He seems like he'd be a worthy ally, unlike Osred. We need to prove to him somehow that we're worthy of his trust. Well, that should be straightforward, right? We find this Cunnel person, capture him, and bring him back here. Nephew raises a single eyebrow. Or we could just kill him. But didn't Grain say he had an army? Then we catch him on the move, by surprise. That might work, if we can find out where he is and where he's going next. The young woman who's been listening in from behind the tree steps out. She's holding a spear in one hand and a hunting bow in the other. Aife.
I may be able to help with that.
You have a voice. Are you a potential companion? There's a slight nervous tremble in her voice. And you are, or I was wondering when you'd stop eavesdropping. I won't call her out on it. And you are? She brushes a strand of fiery red hair away from her eyes, revealing ivory skin across delicate features. She can't be more than 18 winters old. My name is Aife. I've been watching you since you arrived in Perth. And who are you, Aife? She frowns, uncertain what you expect of her. My father is Niall mac Brenian, king of Kate, and descendant of Kate mac Cruthin, a huntress in service of Grain. Kate is a kingdom. Where's it located? It's a sub-kingdom of Pictavia, a large territory spanning the northernmost part of the Isle. My father is loyal to Constantine. And you believe you have something to offer us? Suddenly self-conscious, her voice drops to a mumble. She draws circles in the sand with a dirty sandaled foot while she talks. You want to kill Conall mac Taigd? I really don't like eavesdroppers. That's the plan. I know a girl here who has relations with Connell's master of arms, Keltram. She'll know where Keltram is. If you find Keltram, you'll find Connell. Will you take us to this girl? Aye, but I want to come with you to fight Connell. Why? She blushes ferociously. I want to see you fight. What do you care how we fight? I've heard of your people, Vikings. They say a lot of things about you. I want to see for myself. Alright, fine with me, I suppose. I'm not going to turn down a potential party member. Fine with me. There is no hint of relief or happiness on her face. She is completely transfixed by her own feat. Alright, good. Follow me. Seems shy. Whole bunch of new quests and goals. Alright. Pictish King Constantine didn't exactly welcome you with open arms. If you want to work with him, you'll have to gain his trust. Fortunately, an opportunity has presented itself in the form of a rival to the throne named Conall mac Taigd. Follow Aife to the young woman who might know Connell's whereabouts. It's probably our main quest at the moment. And then, the city of Perth is situated on the River Tay. If you can secure permission from the harbor master, you could sail your longship directly into the city in the future. Would be very good. And then while we're here, we need to talk to someone about the Hellsot curse. And then we are also looking for Woden. No, we're looking for Woden's horn from the bear. Hopefully we weren't supposed to follow her because she has vanished. We can knock over another cross. I'm not going to. Oh, I have not been searching for lootables. And I should have been. I wish that just stayed on. But every time you enter a new area, it resets. Then I often forget to re-click it. There's like Vikings come and raid everything, and it's like, who would do such a thing as I grab everything not nailed down? Is there anything of interest in these houses? I can only select 2 to go with me. Well, we'll go with Nefia and Kettle as our closest allies. Hopefully this isn't seen as, you know, an attack or something, just entering a random person's home. Alright, that would all be looting. Hatch is securely locked. Yeah, so if we were wanting to go the more Viking route of entering towns and plundering, that seems the way to do it. You go into these homes and then you can just steal everything. I don't know why I decided to play a Viking game and just be like, I'm going to be super peaceful and talk and be friendly to everyone. It's fine. Alright, we've got a few people we can talk to. You're obviously a shop. Who's probably going to have terrible prices. The woman who tends the stall is dressed quite differently from the pics that surround her, and she lacks the blue patterns that adorn their skin. I can't pronounce any of that. I'm Mabel Favale. If you need food or herbs, you've come to the right place. You look different from everyone else here. I'm almost a stranger, as much stranger to this city as you are. I hail from Dalriata, the kingdom to the west. Our people are called the Gales. We've always had close ties to the Picts, but our customs differ, as you've noticed. The whole tattoo thing, we don't do that. Let's see what you have. I'll give you a decent bargain, but you should know I reserve my best prices for loyal customers or friends of my people. Disagreeable prices. Alright. I'm sorry if my selection didn't please you. Perhaps some other time. Barfel. So probably if we're wanting to be able to park our ship, someone here on the docks is who we'll need to talk to. Might even be this guy. Perth's harbor master has the appearance of a man who's spent his entire life carrying full barrels onto and off of the riverboats. Vikings roam my town, and yet no buildings burned? Now I've seen everything. Are you the harbor master? Aye, I'm entrusted with the responsibility of controlling trade and traffic along the Tay. What do you want? I need permission to land my ship in your port. He squints suspiciously. And what kind of ship may this be? A harmless freight hauler, I'm sure. It's a warship named the Drekki. Or sure, the Drekki is quite harmless. I mean, I built it with the intent for it to be a trade ship. Like, yeah, it's also a warship. But I chose the tree types to have it be good for trade. Sure, the Drekki is quite harmless. When there are no Vikings in it. I'm not buying it. I've seen the ships you lot come in on. Big scary warships with shields all down the side and monster heads carved into the prow. I mean, that's decoration. Don't judge the ship by its decoration. I'll not invite such a ship into my harbor. I thank you for asking permission, but none will be granted, and if you try to land here anyway, your ship will be attacked and sunk. What is your normal fee to use the pier? He crosses his arms. 100 pence annually. Probably raise that price for us, but it doesn't sound unreasonable for unrestricted access. Of course, few can afford to buy access for a whole year, but even if you had that kind of coin, I wouldn't sell permission to the likes of you. Diplomacy 3, I came straight from Constance Hall. We've agreed to work for your king for the time being, but we need the Drekki to serve him best. Good option. 3,000 valuables, I'll pay 150 pence for use of your pier for a year. How's that? Draw your sacks. I don't have a sacks, I'm a bow user. I asked nicely. I have much less friendly ways to ask, or let me get back to you. We come straight from Constance Hall. We've agreed to work for the king, but I need the Drekki to serve him best. He strokes his chin. The king has hired you? I guess I see the reason in that. He strokes his chin. Alright, I'll let you use the pier. We have to pay the standard fee. Deal? 100 pence sounds reasonable. I'll take it. You have that kind of coin? I underestimated you. Very well, a deal's a deal. From this point on, you can dock your ship at our pier wherever you need to. The fee counts for the warship Dreki and will expire at the beginning of next year. I didn't call it a warship. That's all on you. It's a merchant vessel. So we probably need to go back to our ship. Oh, I thought that was going to be a dock. We'll need to go back to our ship to bring it here. Although maybe when we leave this zone and then come back, it'll magically appear. Because I know our ship was at both the beach town and Aife. Oh, that's stealing. Do not grab that one. Southern Igan Eogain. Aife stood close to a small stall full of delicate pottery. She nods towards the girl in the stall. That's her. Maybe don't tell her you plan to kill Connell. See if you can trick her into giving up Caeltram's whereabouts. The young potter smiles warmly when you walk up to her stall. Hello, are you looking to buy some pots? Are you Southern? She hesitates. Aye, I'm she. Why do you ask? Colonel MacTagged has sent me to find Caeltram with an important message. The young woman now looks mightily confused. Oh, but I thought Caeltram already was already with Connell. Really? Wait. When did Caeltram think he was meeting Connell? I don't understand. Caeltram never showed up. Did he tell you where he was going? I think so. He said that Connell and the men would be camped at the farmstead on the eastern shore of Loch Lomond, the big lake southwest of here. Eastern shore of the lake. Nice. They were going to head east out of the highlands to meet with some of those Norsemen. Of course they were. Hearing these words exit her own mouth, she suddenly stops to look at you. Wait, are you the ones he was going to meet? You've been a great help. We'll ride out at once. With any luck, we'll catch him before it's too late. Or actually, I've not been entirely honest with you. I'm planning to kill Connell. No. We'll keep that a secret. You've been a great help. We'll ride out at once. With any luck, we'll catch him before it's too late. Do you think something bad happened to Caeltram? With any luck, it's just a simple misunderstanding. If you find Connell and my Caeltram in trouble, will you please help him? Will you please make sure he's safe? I mean, I could try to keep Caeltram alive. I'll do my best. Okay, well that was simple. Just talk in circles a little bit, and she tells us exactly what we need to know. Whoa. Oh, shit, look, they're Vikings. Hey, over here. Two men stand tied to wooden poles. They are emaciated and clad in rags, but their command of the Norse language marks them as Vikings. Who are you? The blonde man speaks first. My friend is called Danner, and my name is Jostein. The man's red-haired companion helpfully expands the introduction. Jostein the Braggart being how you are commonly addressed. Jostein snaps angrily. Yeah, thanks, Danner. Your contribution is appreciated. He turns back to you. Where are you from? You sound like a Ute. I'm Alfjorn. I hail from Skjern on the west coast. Good to hear. I'm from West Jutland. Yeah, I hail from Skjern. Great. My friend here is from Jutland too, down in the south, near the border to Saxony. Give him the rest of my life story while you're at it. Jostein shakes his head and chuckles. You're a dick. And where are you from, Jostein? I'm flattered that you care. A trade settlement on the east coast of Sealand. He's basically a Geet. Then you're basically a Saxon. Danner shrugs with a smirk. how did you get into this predicament? We joined the crew of the Visunder. Jostein is a skald. Although, to be honest, I mostly work as a rune cutter. Being a skald is a hard living. Danner continues unbothered as though there were no interruption. And I'm a carpenter. I'm responsible for some of the most robust fortifications in Jutland. Ever been to Yelling? Not yet. Can't say that I have, or I believe I was asking how you came to be prisoners of the Picts. Not yet. A hint of pride seeps into Danner's voice. I oversaw the construction of Yelling's fortifications. Their Thane, Skullcleaver, hired me specifically for the job. They're fine fortifications, finest in all of Jutland. I would love to know the details of Skull's fortifications. The Thane of the Visunder had all these plans. He wanted to build a settlement on the coast of Pictavia and bring his entire clan over. I came along to immortalize his efforts and Danner to fortify the settlement. To make a long story short, the Thane's ambitions outgrew his crew's capabilities. The Picts attacked us and we got dragged off to Perth. Visunder took off without us. And why are you called Braggart? Danner's deadpan is impeccable, on account of that he's full of himself. Jostein laughs, which turns into a cough. I like to say that I'm driven by crippling feelings of inferiority, tempered by overpowering megalomania. But of course, people only see the megalomania. And what do you expect me to do for you? He casts a sideways glance at the guard, who's watching things unfold with brows furrowed in intense suspicion. Well, maybe you could put in a good word for us with the locals? Jostein lowers his voice to a whisper. It's just one guard. Subdue him and cut our bonds. We'll make our own way from here. Where would you go? Out of this fucking country. For good. You should join me in Orkney. I'm mustering an army. You should join me in Skjern. We have need of a skilled rune cutter, and Thorfinn can always use help with the carpentry. I like helping Skjern get better, rather than random town for an army I don't actually know that I'm going to use. As long as you don't show up to bother me, you can go wherever you like. You should join me in Skjern. We need a skilled rune cutter, and Thorfinn can always use help with the carpentry. Jostein and Danner look at each other and execute a perfectly synchronized shrug. Yeah, alright. I'll see if I can find a way to get you out of here. I'm not taking down the guard. But maybe when we're friendly enough with these people, we can get these guys out of their hands if we promise to take them out of Pictavia. I'll see what I can do. They look at each other for confirmation and nod. Fantastic, we'll be ready. Or maybe we can just talk to you. A burly warrior leans on a spear, chewing on a straw. He regards you through narrowed eyes, but says nothing when you approach him. So we could knock him out, stab him, or just talk to him. Hey there, friend, you're in charge of these two. His eyes narrow even further still. They don't look that important to me. Is it absolutely vital that they remain in captivity? He shrugs. Who am I to say? Diplomacy 4. We only got Diplomacy 4 pretty recently. My name is Alfbjorn. I'm an important ally of Constantine. I need you to let these people go. They're of vital strategic importance. Sure they are. Diplomacy 2 offer 80 valuables, which is basically nothing. You must have been standing here for quite some time. If I were to hand you 4 pence and an ale, I could make these sorry sods somebody else's problem. We could offer 200 valuables. Would 10 pence convince you to leave your post for a few minutes? Or the stabbing and whatnot. I mean, part of me is like, I have the Diplomacy 4 option, I should take it. But telling everyone that I'm an important ally could eventually come back to burn bridges. It probably won't. This game doesn't seem to have that detailed of connections between what you do. But from a role-playing perspective, that could eventually come back to burn me. Versus just saying, hey, here's 4 pence and an ale. Can I just take these guys? It feels like the better thing to do, and I'm willing to waste the 80 valuables. You must have been standing here for quite some time. If I were to hand you 4 pence and a nail, I could make these sorry sod somebody else's problem. Word eyes the coins in your hand in silence for a long moment. Then he slowly reaches out, closes his fist around the offering with a deep sigh, and slinks off towards the river. Justine holds up a hand in salute as he runs past you. Much obliged, St. Alfbjorn. Danner shouts over his shoulder. Yeah, thanks. We'll be seeing you back in Skjern. Nice. So, we just finished a quest, I guess. Just desserts. We took care of the Pictish warrior. I mean, I guess? Sounds a lot more violent than what happened. So where else can we explore? I mean, obviously there's plenty more to explore, but I was just wondering if we could go farther back that way. Or farther into these trees. It doesn't look like it. And who are you? A short, stout man is tanning hides near the river. He waves you over when he sees you eyeing his work. Hello there, traveler. You look like a dangerous bunch. Might I tempt you with some fine hides from the lower lands? Or perhaps meat fit for a king's dinner table? I take it you're a hunter. That I am. I live and hunt in the lowlands to the south. Everything you see here is the product of my own work. This isn't much of a marketplace. He chuckles. You should be able to find everything you need if you take a look around. What are you after? Who sells herbs and medicine around here? He nods towards the tent a few fathoms behind you, where a young woman, unadorned by tattoos, is haggling with a customer. The Gaelic girl over there is well stocked in that sort of thing. Otherwise, if you can stomach it, the local wives get their advice and their remedies from the witch on the river. The witch is probably who I need to talk to about Nefia's sister. Do you sell preserved meats? I can sell you what I have, but it's not much. The farm woman down the road, Una, has better stocks. And where can I buy salvage? Thunder scratches his bushy beard thoughtfully. Only place I know for that is from the blacksmith himself, the smithy on the farm across the river. Good lad, that dressed. Certainly works harder than his master. Alright, well let me take a look at your wares. Sure thing. Just so we're clear though, don't expect any discounts unless your reputation improves. So he also has disagreeable prices at the moment. Alright, some other time? Yeah, some other time. Okay, so this is just shops at the moment. Yeah, so we have a quest to spare Caterham while we take down Cunnel. Alright. Of our other quests, let's keep an eye out for the Lady Favor, which is up this way, it seems. If we look at our map. Okay, yeah. And then we also have the Hellsought Curse. Also a bit forward, but across the river. So we're probably going to come across the Lady Favors first. We were told of you, Una. You're the medicine woman? A woman with plump red cheeks is sitting, her legs primly crossed, gorging herself on berries. She's absolutely tearing through her supply. When she spots you, she meets your eyes with a guilty look, then slowly sets down her berry bowl. Kamar Ab Thab Siv, you look like the traveling sort. Here to buy food for your journey? If you've left us any, sure. Your stock must be good if you have a hard time keeping your hands off of it. She beams. With a flourish, she produces a bowl of salted meat strips. Aye, that it is. Here, try these. I'll try one. As you expect from preserved food, it sure has a lot of salt in it, but it still retains a surprising amount of its original flavor. What do you think? It's pretty good. The pride immediately straightens her posture. I knew you'd like it. Do you want to see what else I have for sale? Yeah. I'm not one to turn down down good coin from anyone, but you can't get my best prices with a reputation like yours. So we have a bad reputation here, I think. Didn't see anything you like. I don't understand. Most customers... Sorry. Be back if I need anything. So... The picks... I guess we're just basically neutral. We are practically maxed with Northumbria. They idolize us. They'll feel so bad if we betray them for the picks. If you need a ride to the island, I'll be happy to oblige. The island? Not right now. I don't know what you're referring to. Tons of goods around. None of it stealing. You must be the one with the favor. A burly man stands in front of a small farmhouse with mulch up to his elbows. His face is screwed up in concentration, all his attention focused on the attempted removal of a particularly gnarly root. One of the women of the farm whistles loudly to get his attention when she sees you entering. The man wipes sweat from his forehead, leaving a thick stream of earth behind. You're a dangerous looking bunch. What do you want? Do you know a woman called Kyre? The man's expression suddenly gains a hard edge. It's difficult to tell if he's merely suspicious or outright hostile. I know her. I'm told you have something that belongs to her. You're what, my replacement? You fucking her? Not yet working on it, though. I assure you, I'm doing no such thing. He puffs up his chest and places both hands on his waist. It's a pose clearly meant to intimidate, but it most of all makes him look comical. But she sent you to get the horn? Tough luck, lad. She gave that horn to me as a symbol of her everlasting love. Last I checked, forever isn't quite over yet. Diplomacy 2. Why'd hang on to a trinket? You clearly lost Kyre's love. The horn will change nothing. Offer 500 valuables. I'll give you 25 pence for it. Not bad for an old keepsake. But give me the horn or I will take it from you. Diplomacy. Why hang on to a trinket? You've lost her love. The horn will change nothing. We had some good times, we did. That girl isn't right in the head, but she's certainly intense. Being with her is like lighting your heart afire. But you know, you're right. It's over. It's been over for years. There's no reason to hold on to this anymore. A dreamy look comes over him. Have fun with that girl. She's out of her damn mind, but she's the greatest lay I ever had. Nephew wrinkles her nose in distaste. Crude. Yeah, kind of agree. But that's another favor we've collected. We've acquired another shovel. Usually, shovels are in locations, from what I've seen, that have places to dig. So somewhere in this region, probably, we're going to come across earth that we can dig. Oh, I missed all of those. Whole bunch of herbs. And I guess next on the quest log, since we've taken care of that, will be the Hellsought curse. But I think for now, that's where we will leave this off. I've explored most of this side of the map. There's a bit more to explore. And then we'll be crossing the river to see the other side. But we can do that next time. So thank y'all for watching, and I will see you guys then. Bye.